Hi guys, Sweet Pete MMA here. I'm doing a quick video during the fights. I just want to talk about them. I didn't give up my official predictions or bets, but if you go to Sweet Pete MMA on all platforms, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube, but you'll find all my bets. Check out my Instagram. You'll find every bet I make weekly before the fights. I have a big 7 fight parlay that I'm 5-0 for right now. I need 2 more fights to come. I need the main event to go a certain way and the co-main event. Let's take a look at these fights really quickly, though, guys. So we're gonna look at my screen here. Talking about the main card. The first fight was Magomed Ankalaev versus Volkan Ozdemir. It was a decision win by Ankalaev. I picked that. You'll see on my Instagram. You'll see that on the parlay. Um, Great fight, but Magomed Ankalaev was just too much for Ozdemir, and he took that fight via decision. We have Li Jing Linglang. I can't say that properly. I apologize. Versus Hamzat Chimaev. Hamzat Chimaev proved he's a real deal. I picked him. Um, I assumed it would be by stoppage in some form. It was a submission. I thought it might have been TKO, but you'll see I did pick him. He might be the next challenge for Kamaru Usman if Usman gets by Colby. He's 6'2" as a welterweight. He's a well built. He's not thin. He's a problem, as Kamaru Usman might say. Moving on, Alexander Volkov versus Marcin Tybura. Again, another fight I figured would go the distance. A lot of fights I picked going the distance this card. Volkov won via unanimous decision. Tybura was 6'4", weighing in at 249 versus Volkov 6'7", weighing in at 263. So both of them aren't cutting weight, but Volkov was the larger fighter, and he fights tall. He used that distance, and I fought on the outside. He won. Islam Makhachev versus Dan Hooker. My heart was with Hooker, but Islam is just he's so Khabib like. He fights out of, I believe, American Top Team. Josh Thompson, the former UFC fighter and co-host on the podcast, weighing in. Just he screams praises of him all the time. How he's even better than Khabib, and he might be right. Islam just took out Dan Hooker, who showed impressive wrestling in his previous fight. Again, I picked Islam Makhachev on my parlay. You'll see it on Instagram. So we are 4 out of 4 there on the parlays. We got 2 more to go, so 4 to 6. Sorry on the parlays. Co-main event for the interim bantamweight belt. Sorry, the interim bantamweight belt is Peter Yan versus Corey Sandhagen. Even though Corey Sandhagen lost to TJ Dillashaw in his return fight, his previous fight via unanimous decision, he got the fight because he was ready. Good for him. He wasn't injured. I do see, however, Peter Yan winning this fight and the interim title. The bantamweight belt held by Aljamain Sterling should be Peter Yan's belt. Anyways, you could tell Aljamain Sterling is terrified and scared to death to fight Peter Yan again and doing everything he can to extend the time, whatever he can do to prepare more. It doesn't matter. Peter Yan's going to whoop Sterling's ass next year. It's coming. But I see Peter Yan dropping the first 2 rounds. Of course, Sandhagen um, winning those 2, but Peter Yan coming on strong rounds 3, 4, and 5, winning a unanimous decision. The main event for the light heavyweight championships, Cinderella story. We get Glover Teixeira versus Jan Blachowicz. Blachowicz is the belt holder at 6'2" and 38 years old. Glover, 42 years old, also at 6'2". I don't know if he's quite 6'2", though. I think he is a little taller. Favorite minus 300 for Jan, to the plus 235 for Glover. If it goes down to the ground, if Glover can get this to the floor, it could be a short night for Blachowicz. Glover could win by submission. His ground game is much better than Jan's, but as we see time and time again, Jan beats guys at their own game. He beat Adesanya in the standing. He was able to get Adesanya down. He was in no danger in that guard. Jan will fight smart. He'll keep this on his feet. I see him winning by later in the fight, round 3 or 4, TKO, KO, but also could go decision. That's my head says by Jan. That's what I picked on my parlay. And another bet, either or, both these fighters were in the UFC, got cut by the UFC and returned. And at their ages 42 and 38, they're both inspirational fighters. Enjoy these fights. I got to go watch them. I got to go see this co-main event here. These are the two fights I really need to go a certain way. Have fun, everyone. Please take a look. Sweet Pete MMA. Take care. Enjoy the fights. Sweet Pete MMA here. Thanks again, guys. Goodbye.